お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Alright, so this guide is going to be kind of just a quick run through on everything that you need to do to download a character, make it an echo slot, set up one slot victory theme for it, set up an announcer call for it, and set up a character portrait on the select screen. So this is assuming that you have like a sort of decent understanding of the tools that are required and like a very, very small amount of basics on how to use them, because I'm also going to walk you through how to use them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this mod here, Dry Bones Super Mario Wonder Styled, as our like base for this mod, and we're going to make it an echo slot of Mario. And while that's downloading, we're going to find it in our folder, and we are going to extract it. Now that it's extracted, we have everything here, and we need to go into Character Select Screen Manager, find Mario, we're going to hit Duplicate Character, and our new character ID is going to be Dry Bones, because that's the character we're making. We're going to hit Clone Name ID and type in the exact same thing, Dry Bones. Perfect. Now we have our duplicate character. We're going to go down to the bottom. It has a full 8 skins, so we're going to type in 8, and we're going to set its start index to anything that's a multiple of 8. You're going to want to make sure, if you already have like other moveset mods that replace things, that it isn't like conflicting with the same slots. For example, like if I had a moveset replacer for Mario that started at index 16, you wouldn't want the Dry Bones Echo slot to also start at 16. So it's good to work in multiples of 8 so that you can keep track of your slots. So we're going to do 48, just because it's a high enough number that it shouldn't conflict with anything. And now that we have this, we're going to go over here. We're going to set the label now, but we'll be fixing this later. We're going to type in Dry Bones, erase the character name, type in Dry Bones, and just do this for everything. Making sure to follow the casing format, like this is in all caps, so this should be in all caps. And stage name, this is just what plays in the boxing ring title, and you can set this to whatever you want for your character. I'm going to put Boner, because it's a bone character, haha, teehee funny. Okay, we have this all perfectly set up now. So what we can do is we can hit save, and now we are going to open up Smash Ultimate Mod Helper, hit browse, and we're going to find the mod that we just downloaded, which is right here. Select folder. See, we say it says Mario. Here's all the UI for it. And this is the initial slot 0. So now, since our index starts at 48 and not 0, we're going to move it there. So this is 48. We're going to hit move. Go up to 49, hit move, and just do this for each character slot until you're done. Okay, now that we have everything, we're going to hit select base slots. Mario isn't a character that has like male and female slots like Villager, so these are all going to be set to C00. If you're using a character like Villager, for example, where it is male and female, you're going to want to do C00, C01 for the odd slots, and C00 for all the evens. So you're going to hit OK. Now that that's done, just go to the log. Everything was moved successfully. Create config. Config file was created successfully. We're done there. So what we want to do is we want to take this. I'm going to rename this following my file naming conventions. You can organize your files however you please. So we rename the folder, move it into our mods directory, which you should know how to access this. This guide is assuming that you know how to access all of them. So here in our mods, we can see that it now has Dry Bones. Everything is set up. So after we have our mod moved, we're going to open up bulk rename utility, and we're going to find our Dry Bones mod that we just made. We're going to go into the UI files, and we're going to see here that these are all still tied to Mario and the slots that we moved it to. So we're going to open up replace. We're going to hit this little column here, and we're going to type in Mario, and we're going to replace this with the Dry Bones echo that we made. And we're going to type in all of the slot numbers, and we're going to move them to Dry Bones slots as they should be. Once you have everything replaced accordingly, you're going to hit OK. You're going to highlight, hit rename. Do this for everything. Real quick, if your mod does not have a Kara 7 file, which is its character select portrait, on the character select screen, your character is going to not show up. It, like, the icon itself, like the grid square, will show up, but it will not have like a portrait there. You have to make one of those yourself if it does not already have one. Next, we're going to be doing the one slot victory theme. This is assuming that you already downloaded the template files from that plugin mod and you have a basic idea of how to slot those. So what we're going to do is, I already have a mod that works with Mario's one slot victory theme. Should be in this folder. It is not in this folder. Or yes, it is. It's down here. So I already have one. This, you'd have your template.nus3 audio file. You'd rename it to the appropriate audio track title and make sure that you have the template bank file as well. If you're missing the bank file, you're going to run into errors, and that's not good. Now that we have that, we're going to open up NUS3 audio editor, and we're going to hold on because we need a victory theme for Dry Bones. We're going to go here and download this file. It's versus Dry Bowser from Mario and Olympic Games, which is fine. Dry Bowser, Dry Bones, it's a close enough connection that it should be fine. Go back to it, extract it, and we can see now in here we have this, which is fine. Ignore this. You're not going to put this in your mods folder unless you want this theme to actually play in whatever like slot it replaces. We're not using it to replace a music slot in our tracks. We're using it for one slot. So we're going to do it a different way, which is opening up NUS3 audio editor. Look at this fucking guy. He just, oh my god. So, hi, Future Skunk here. As you can see, this fucking gooner decided to record this and put the audio editor behind his fucking head. So, I'm here to show you how to actually do this in a way where you can see it. Okay, so opening up the NUS3 audio editor, we're going to hit open. We're going to find the .nus3 audio file that's included. It has one entry called bass. We're going to select it. We're going to hit preview. Look at that. It's playing audio. Perfect. That's what we need. We're going to hit export. We're going to call this drybonesvictory.lopus. That's right here. I'm just showing you how to do this because I've already done this. I'm from the future. That's cool as fuck. So name it drybonesvictory.lopus. And then what you're going to do after that is you are going to find the one slot victory theme template file that you set up. So that would be, for me, I've already did it. So I'm going to go to where my one slot victory theme files are. You see here, it says bgmz_0_1f_Mario. We're going to hit this. It's going to open this up. If you followed the template correctly, this is exactly what yours should look like. We're going to go to victory 2. And if we hit preview, it should play like a random Sonic theme because that's how the template is. But mine, it should play the theme that we set up. So to do that, we're going to click it, hit replace, and we're going to go to where we saved that .lopus at, which is in here. Drybonesvictory.lopus, hit it. Look, file replaced successfully. Bingo. Perfect. So we hit save, and then go to where your mods are. Here we go. We're going to hit save, and then you'd overwrite it. I'm not going to overwrite it. I already did this, but that's how you get that set up. So with that, we're going to back out now. We're going to go into the mods, go back to our Drybones mod, and we're going to create a new file called victory.toml. Make sure you're changing the .txt extension at the end to turn it into a toml file. Hit this, open this. We're going to type in the file name. Close the bracket, and we're going to do costume_48 equals 1 because we're using the first slot. Let me fix the typo there. And we're just going to continue to do this the whole way down. Okay, hi. again. So quick little addendum here. So as you're watching this part where they're setting up the victory DOML file, you're going to notice that he's typing in ones instead of twos that we saw from future Skunk setting this up. That's because this was old footage. So just remember in your victory.toml file, since we did end up naming it in the second slot, victory_2, you would do costume_48 equals 2, as well as the appropriate index for the rest of the slots. Okay, so once you have that done, you're going to hit save. Next, what we need to do is we need to get an announcer call set up just to make sure that this mod doesn't already have one. There is no bank narration voice here, so we're going to go and just try and find a soundbite somewhere to use. Dry bones. Perfect. We're going to save this. This is a .mp3 file, so now we're going to convert that. Now that we have our .wav file, we can set up the announcer call that we have earlier. So remember in CSS Manager, we set up this character called dry bones. So now we're actually going to make that entry file. So we're going to open up single slot announcer. And again, these files you should get from your game's default directory through data.arc using Arc Explorer or whatever else you're using to get it. Okay, so do this. I already have a folder with my announcer calls. So I'm going to open this up. Fill all these files in. And once we get to here, it says new audio file. So now that's that .wav file that we just made, because the single slot announcer only works with .idsp files or .waves, which is fine because we have a .wav now. So tutorial, we say dry bones made with voice mod .wav. We're going to hit that and we're going to type in dry bones. See, this now matches what we have here. VC narration character called dry bones. VC narration character called dry bones. Perfect. And we're going to hit add sound effect. Wait for this to get done. Now that this is done, we're going to close this. You're going to need to close and reopen this every time you want to make a new entry, or they're going to overwrite ones if you try to do them all at the same time, because the entry ID needs to change. So now that we have this set up, the last step that we need is to go back into CSS Manager, hit open folder, copy the UI, and move it back to our character select screen mod. Whatever mod that you have, this is assuming you've already 91 limit patched your character select screen and everything. So we're going to paste this. All right, so next, after we have moved our skins to the appropriate slot, we've set it up in CSS Manager, we've set up our one slot victory theme, we set up our announcer call, we did everything that we need to do. Now it's time to make our own Kara 7 if our mod doesn't have one, which is a character select screen portrait. So what you're going to want to do, just for good reference, is you're going to want to have like one already exported just to work with. So to do that, I'm going to open up Switch Toolbox, wait for that to load. Once we have it open, we're going to find a folder that has one of our mods in it. So we're going to do dry bones. We're going to make a dry bones character select portrait. We're going to open it, select folder, going to pull this up, expand this all the way to the UI, and we're going to pull this up, and here is the character select screen portrait that they have. So what we're going to do for future reference, in case you ever need to do this multiple times, is we're going to select this one and hit export, and we're going to put this in the folder, and we're going to call it dry bones CSS portrait.dds. Make sure you save it as a .dds. Once you do that, go to an app like Photopea. If you do not have Photoshop readily available, select new project. You're going to want to set the width to 454 and the height to 300. Background, you're going to hit transparent. Make sure it's in sRGB. Hit create. Now that you have the background, you're going to want to put, once you find your DDS that you saved, what you can now do is just drag it into the project. And there you go. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to resize this however you like. So I'm just going to make him a little bigger. And I'm going to tilt him a little bit. Look at that. Look at that beautiful face. Once you do that, you have your character select portrait ready to go. So you'd go to File, Export as, More, DDS. So we're just going to leave this blank as new project.dds. We're going to hit save. You can rename that to whatever you want. I'm just doing this as an example. So once you do that, now we are going to open up Switch Toolbox one more time. We're going to hit File, New from File. We're going to hit BNTX from Image. Click that. Go to where we saved that. New project.dds. Hit that. It's going to open up another folder. This is asking you where you want to save this. So for us, it would be in our mod folder. So we'd go to replace, Kara, and this is assuming that you do not already have a folder called Kara 7. So let's just save the file there, hit select folder. Now what we would do is we would go into the mod, go to UI, open it, create a folder called Kara 7. So what you do is you hit this and you're going to rename this to Kara _7 dry bones, or whatever your applicable echo slot name is, _00, save it. And then you would drag it into the Kara _7 folder you made. And we already have one. So again, this step is assuming that you do not already have one. And now, boom, now you have a character select screen portrait. So now, after all of that, we finally have every single thing set up. We have downloaded the mod. We have moved it to its applicable slots. We have created an echo slot for the character. We have set up a 1-slot victory theme for the character so that its corresponding theme plays with all of its in slots. Hell, we even set up an announcer call and a character select screen portrait for the character. All of it is finally done and ready to test. So now we get the luxury of just booting the game up. Now that your game's booted up, go to your character select screen. Obviously, your menus and stuff are going to be different. I have mods. You have mods. They're going to look different. I moved my dry bones in my CSS manager. Yours is still going to be right by Mario. But if you look, all the skins are set up. We're going to click on it. The custom announcer we have set up is set up. And now we're going to test it in an actual match to see if we can get the 1-slot victory theme working as well. And it's working. Bada bing, bada fucking boom. You're done, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're happy.